how do you edit, and like what platform do you use to edit? I guess I could say like go about that.
How I edit. So right now I use Final Cut Pro on my MacBook. So I do everything on my laptop. I don't do any editing on my phone just because I find it really difficult to like use your fingers and like scrub like through the clips and like try to get it like really precise. So I use Final Cut, and I mentioned it before, but one thing that I would suggest if you're a creator and you want to kind of streamline your process, especially if you're doing transitions and such. So if you have an iPhone as well as like a MacBook or whatever Apple product that you can airdrop to, I usually shoot a clip. Let's say I'm wearing this outfit, I shoot my little clip, I have my little transition moment, and then I immediately airdrop it to my computer. And then if it's the first one, great. Once I get to my second outfit, I do the same thing, and then I do a rough cut to see like, okay, was the clips, like were they perfect? And if not, let's say like, oh, my foot needs to be moved like half an inch or something, then I'll just retake that one shot instead of realizing after you've already changed out of all of your outfits, everything's all different, and been like, oh crap, like I needed to have refilmed everything. So I kind of do rough cuts along the way, and that definitely helps me if I have to reshoot something on the spot. I actually would much rather edit than film any day. Like I love filming, I love being creative, but I am in my flow when I'm editing. Like I love editing, I love getting perfect with it, and like watching the magic kind of happen. When I'm shooting, it's definitely a little bit hard. Like I'm sure you guys know, like to shoot when it's just yourself, because you can't really see like what you're doing. So it's kind of like shooting in the dark sometimes. Like let's say my hair is like sticking up straight, I won't know, and then I'll be like, oh, I have to redo this. So to me, like that process is very tedious and probably takes way more time than the editing. Like I would say shooting for me takes like 2 to 3 hours. Well, if it's like a relatively decent video that has a good amount of transitions, I'll say shooting takes 1 to 2 hours, editing takes like 30 to an hour.
I'm Sofia, and I live in Spain, and I wanted to ask you if I can give you this drawing I made of you.
That is so sweet, of course. Thank you so much. It's me and Jason. Can I like show it? Yes. Can everyone like, this is kind of small. That's so sweet. Thank you so much. And I heard that you flew all the way from Spain, so thank you. That means a lot.
Just wanted to say, beautiful event.
Thank you.
Really lovely to be here. It's really all the love and care that you've put into it. It's really felt. And your mummy and her support for you, she was giving us hugs when we came in. Your wonderful assistant, Jane. And as a mum of probably one of your youngest influencers, I'm very glad that my daughter is following you, because I think you have very healthy environment to follow. So just a big thank you.
Thank you. That's just gonna make me cry. That's actually so sweet. Thank you so much. That like means more than you know. So thank you.
What does your day-to-day look like? Let you set yourself a schedule every day, I assume?
On a good day, this is if everything's going to plan, which again it usually doesn't, but on a good day, I would say wake up at 6, which is not my decision, by the way. Jason started doing that, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll follow. So I wake up at 6 now. It's whatever. And then we usually go to the gym. I get back. Jane is there. We usually start with emails and like debriefing, like, oh, do we have any meetings today? Like, what's on the agenda? And then I usually just get through all those emails and just like miscellaneous tasks that need to be done. 1 o'clock. We post. I have Jane help me post. So she's been posting at 1, and then usually it's straight into filming. And I'll just film for like 2 to 3 hours straight. And I kind of film and do rough edits along the way. So it's kind of like film, airdrop to my MacBook, and then like do rough edits. Yeah, and then it's basically clean everything up and then just redo everything again. That's usually what the day-to-day looks like, and then just random meetings kind of like scattered.
You kind of talked about this, but like how and when you decided that this is what you wanted to do.
So I started doing these videos, like I said, for fun. I think it was during the summer, because I remember I had like a remote internship at the time, and every time that they had like the big mass company-wide meetings where you had the cameras off, I would just scurry over to the side and start filming videos instead, and like not listening. But so yeah, I started during lockdown. So at that point, after that summer, I started juggling content creation and being a college student full time. But then I feel like I got into content creation at a really good time, because when I graduated college, it was already at the point where I could just transition full-time into content creation. Because I know for a lot of my friends who are trying to juggle a 9-to-5 and content creation, it's incredibly difficult because it does take obviously a lot of time to do both. So I think for me, I was very fortunate to have decided to do it at a perfect time.
What made you start like social media in general?
Yeah.
Like, what
So I've always had a really big interest in fashion. And like I said, I think having my emo phase, as terrible and scary as it was, I think it really allowed me to start expressing myself, especially like with clothing. I mean, at the time, it was like ripped up t-shirts and like safety pins, but you know, I think it really helped me realize that like I could express myself through the way I dress. And so I think in quarantine, I started doing the videos because I was like, you know what, this is new. I see, you know, TikTok is like a thing now. Let me jump in on it. And yeah, it's been like that ever since.
Where do you find your creative inspiration, and what other creators or influencers do you swear by, or do you kind of go and get inspiration for your looks and in videos?
Yeah, so I would say inspiration, definitely, you know, just like following people that I love. I love seeing other people's creative looks and, you know, creative takes. I do, of course, love doing my own thing as well. I would say it's usually about 50-50. So 50% of the time, it's probably just like random things I think about in the middle of the night and I write in my notes app. And then probably 50% is like, this is a really cool video that I see. Let me take it and put my own spin on it. I would say creators that I really look up to. Number one, Jen Im. Have you heard of Jen Im? Jen Im, she's like an OG. I really admire her, not just for her content and like her fashion, but also like as a person. She seems very content in herself and her life, and her life is something that I kind of want to emulate, where she grinded really hard as a content creator and then she had the babies and like is living that kind of like chill, peaceful life, and that's kind of what I am driven towards. So she's someone that I definitely look up to.
What were like some of the best positive moments you've gotten from this experience, but also some of the most unexpected and negative experiences too?
This was never my plan. Like, I graduated with a comp sci degree, so I just thought, you know, I was gonna roll out of college, have a 9-to-5. So this was completely not in my scope of plans. And so with that said, I don't really think I expected a lot. You know, I just started doing videos for fun, and then all of a sudden it just kind of snowballed into this. So yeah, I didn't have a lot of expectations, and I think with that, there was like a lot of really great magical moments. Like, again, meeting all of you guys like 2 years ago, I never would have thought like something like this could happen. So those were definitely highlights that I didn't expect. With that said, you know, I'm so grateful for my job and like having this dream, you know, life and everything, but there's a lot that I think that comes with being somebody who's on like the internet sphere that I didn't anticipate, especially with like, you know, trolls and all of that. But I think it's also just like a lot of pressure, not only external, but also like internal. I think that I'm a very type A person. There's my mom in the back. She raised, I know, give it up. This woman, I love you to death. You raised me to be an overachiever, which is amazing. But also, I think, you know, being your own boss and being an entrepreneur, it's really hard to set work-life balance. And so I think for me, that was the biggest shock that I had to kind of figure out, and that I'm still figuring out. But it's all worth it, obviously.
Was your mom supportive of your decision to create content instead of like using your degree?
Look at her. Oh my God. She was so supportive. No, oh my gosh. Mom, don't kill me. No, my mom was, I would say. I think at first she definitely had her hesitations, and rightfully so, right? Like, this is being a content creator and being, you know, somebody on the online sphere and making a career out of that is incredibly new, and like it's still evolving every single day. And so I think for her worry was, you know, stability. And like, you know, I still worry about, like, I literally sometimes can't go to sleep. I'm like, what if I got canceled tomorrow? Like, what if all the platforms get erased? Like, this is my livelihood, it could be gone. So it is, you know, that fear of like stability, I think for a lot of people, they get very nervous about. And so she was definitely nervous about that. Oh my God, I can't look at her when she says, when I'm talking about her. But I would definitely say, like, nowadays though, she is my #1 supporter. Like, Jason Jason's looking at me like, huh? I'm your number one supporter. Between the two of them, they're like 1 and 2. You guys can battle it out. But my mom is so cute, the most incredible person. Like, she will literally, at 1 o'clock when I post, refresh until she sees my video come up every day. And I remember one time I didn't post for like 3 days. I don't know if I was like sick or something. She texted me. She's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, like what's going on? She's like, you haven't posted. I was like, Mom, it's okay. It's fine. But yeah, she's very supportive now.
I just had 2 questions. Congratulations on your engagement. Like, I'm so happy for you guys. How is wedding planning, and how are you feeling about it? And then the second question is, how is Stewie?
I love those questions. Wedding planning is going amazing. Like, to be quite honest, it's probably the least stressful thing on my plate, which I know is like crazy because people have told me like wedding planning is terrifying. And I do get overwhelmed, but it's been going like really, really great. Like, I have a great group of girls who are like helping me plan everything. And we have like most of the big things figured out. Like, we have the venue, I have the dress, and like the shoes and everything. I think we're just missing like cake, DJ, suits, and that's basically it. So yeah, I think, and we're still less than a year out, but we still have some time. So that's doing good. Stewie, on the other hand, he's a demon, guys. I don't know what happened. So Stewie's my cat, if any of you guys don't know. I'm not calling a human a demon, my cat. Terrifying. He used to be such a good boy. I don't know if we corrupted him. I don't know where we went wrong as cat parents, but he has an attitude. And one day, me and Jason went away on a business trip, and Jane came over, and he attacked her. Actually, not very pretty. So we've been trying things. We've been putting like little pheromone things and plugged into the wall that's supposed to calm him. We've been giving him treats that are supposed to calm him, make him zen. TBD on how that works. I'll keep you guys posted. But as of right now, he's a little demon. I still love him. He's the best. But yeah, he's kind of evil.
Wake up. Today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.